Hello and welcome to Value Chain TV News Update. I am Adalbio Gwejofor with the news. And on the news update, the federal government has made plans to spend 30% of its 2024 budget on debt servicing, allocating less to critical sectors of the economy. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Abagudu, disclosed this in a public presentation detailing breakdown of the budget. Chat Moses completes the report.
Bagudu noted that the 2024 aggregate expenditure is estimated at 27.50 trillion naira, which is 10.8% higher than the 24.82 trillion naira in 2023. Nigeria budgeted 8.25 trillion naira, which represents 30% for debt servicing in 2024, while critical sectors of the economy, such as education, was allocated 2.18 trillion naira, representing 7.9%, and the health sector, 1.33 trillion naira, representing 5%. Infrastructure, defense, social development, and poverty reduction were allocated 1.32 trillion naira, which represents 5%, 3.25 trillion naira, representing 12%, and 534 billion naira, representing 2% respectively in the budget. For Value Chain TV, Chat Moses reporting.
The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting has put Nigeria's oil output at 1.5 million barrels per day in the 2024 quota allocation. The organization had disclosed that Nigeria may be updated to equal the average production that can be achieved in 2024 as assessed by the three independent sources IHS, Wood Mackenzie and Rystad Energy. It noted that Nigeria's production plan in 2024 is 1,578 kbd, subject to verification, adding that if verified, then the number will be reflected as required production for 2024. The Nigerian Senate has threatened to involve the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to recover the Central Bank of Nigeria's intervention loan of 135 billion naira given to 15 oil and gas companies. The Senate Committee on Gas Resources disclosed this when oil and gas firms appeared before it to explain how the loan disbursed under the Nigeria Gas Expansion Program Intervention Fund of CBN was utilized. Senate Committee Chairman Jarigbe Agbom said NIPCO Gas Limited, NIPCO PLC, Pinnacle Oil and Gas FZE, Dangote Oil Refinery, Delta State Government, and others received 25 billion naira, 5 billion naira, 10 billion naira, 5 billion naira, 20 billion naira respectively from the Gas Expansion Intervention Fund. Jarigbe further explained that members of his committee have observed that some of the oil and gas companies did not utilize the fund for the purpose it was obtained. He added that the Senate will not hesitate to involve anti-corruption agencies to forcefully recover the funds from any of the companies that fail to use the loan judiciously. Maintenance of federal roads across the country will cost an average of 300 billion naira annually. This was disclosed by the Managing Director of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, Emeka Agbasi, at an interactive session with the House of Representatives Committee on FEMA in Abuja. Agbasi said that the agency never gets the required amount as it faces challenges of inadequate funding in executing its mandate, adding that the agency currently has liabilities running into 100 million naira yet to be paid to contractors from 2015 to 2021. The federal government has directed universities to admit more students into medicine and surgery as a strategy to address the shortage of manpower in the health sector, following sustained exits of health workers abroad in what has been termed JAPA. Vice-Chancellor of NAL University Abuja, Professor Dili Dogo, who hinted of the federal government's directive in a statement, stated that NAL University would increase medical students' admission by 100% in compliance with the directive of universities. In a related development, speculations have risen that the Japa syndrome is beginning to take a toll on the nation's banking as a result of staff movement, after Standard Bank Group Securities Research issued a statement in its investors' note that it will no longer be providing coverage on the analysis of sub-Saharan African food producers and beverages. Value Chain had reported earlier in the week that Japa syndrome has affected Nigerian universities following the recent increase in the number of lecturers leaving the country in search of greener pastures. To mark the World AIDS Day and the crucial impact communities have had in shaping HIV response and global health at large, the World Health Organization, WHO, has joined international partners to acknowledge the resilience, dedication, and innovation exemplified by community leaders and organizations in the response to HIV and AIDS epidemic with the theme, "Let Communities Lead." This was disclosed by WHO in a press release in Geneva, emphasizing that from fighting stigma and discrimination to advocating for access to affordable interventions and community-led services that puts people with lived experience at the center, communities have shaped the HIV response for decades. Value Chain TV asks some Nigerians their thoughts on AIDS and stigmatization.
Just for them to continuously pay attention to their health situation and make every necessary moves to maintain their health condition, to make sure it doesn't escalate to the higher level. It's not advisable and is not called for to stigmatize people with health conditions, because the more you stigmatize them, the more they feel depressed.
Show them love, so that you love them, and let them be aware that you love them, you are playing with them. Don't show any sign of stigmatization that this one is HIV, this one is HIV. Because when you are playing with them, you cannot contact HIV. HIV is not airborne, so definitely you cannot contact HIV. You can eat, but you don't need the blood to touch your own blood. That's only to not share spoon or whatever that you know that will affect you, that you can contact the HIV from.
For me, I don't think stigmatization should be allowed, because people living with AIDS are still human beings, and it's just like every other sickness. It's just that people are so scared that they can just contact it, which is not even done that way. Like, you cannot just play or sit with somebody and then you contact HIV/AIDS, and you cannot just eat with someone and contact HIV/AIDS. I think people need to be more educated on how this is contacted and how to treat AIDS people, but AIDS patients rather. But it is not allowed to stigmatize people living with HIV/AIDS.
As Christmas draws nearer, Nigerians are expressing concerns over the continuous increase of the price of local palm oil. Sellers and buyers who spoke to Value Chain TV said the increase can be attributed to the high cost of living being observed by the people of the country. The report.
The increase in palm oil prices has significantly impacted the commodity, particularly when people's purchasing power is constrained. The commodity seller Ude Kingsley, speaking to Value Chain TV, noted that the commodity was relatively inexpensive before, but has now become more costly, a situation he finds rather unfortunate. Consumers also expressed the difficulty of affording both local and imported palm oil due to the price hike. Nigerians are urging government at all levels to take necessary actions to improve the well-being of the citizens.
As at June, July, it is about 25,000 for 30 liters. But as it is now, we are buying 32,000. Very, very expensive, you know. The customers, we don't even have enough customers because of the high price. It makes them to buy half. Somebody who used to buy like 4 liters, buy half bottle, some 1 bottle. You see, it doesn't move anymore.
The last time I bought it was earlier this year. I bought 10 10 liters or so. At around, it was actually locally made. So it was around, they were telling me 15,000 to 20,000 then. So, but for now, I don't know how much the price of 10 liters is going now. But I know for that time, earlier this year, around December last year, December to January. So that was the price I bought it as at that time.
1 liter is 1,000 naira. 2 liters is 2,000 naira. Before, we used to sell it 700, 600. But for now, it's 1,000 naira. The 2 liter is 2,000. Then the 4 liter is 7,000. That's how we used to sell it now. The 25 liter is 30. You can get some 30,000. Can even get some 32,000. Correct oil, 32, 33.
For Value Chain TV, S.A. Ufoma reporting.
And that's it on Value Chain News Update. I am Adalbio Gwejofor. Thanks for staying with us.